Hello, it's Econ Rebel back, and we're going to draw a winner from last night's post that we did, our live stream. So we're going to do that right now and get that out of the way. So someone is going to win $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash because they would have commented on yesterday's live stream. So that's exciting. Let's have a look at a winner now. So we'll go in here and let's draw a winner. Hopefully we get a good question or comment. Justin Crypto, congratulations. Is the crypto market a bubble? Good question, and we're going to answer that for you. First, I'm going to send you $10 of Bitcoin Cash. So we'll do that first. Hey, Crypto Queen. Hey, Chanel. Good to have you guys on board. We have already got our winner for tonight, which is excellent. I am just going to transfer some funds now. Bitcoin Cash. So if you're not familiar with how this works, all you need to do is like, subscribe, and comment or ask a question on the YouTube videos, like the last one. So when this one gets posted, you just need to do that, and then I'm going to draw a winner tomorrow. So that's how it works. So $10 USD, looking at 3 cents fee on that, which is awesome. Don't want to pay stupid crazy fees. Bitcoin Cash, $10 US. We're good to go. Check that again. Send. Yes, we want to send it. So that's exciting. So that's done. That's awesome. Congratulations again. And so Justin Crypto, when you get your Bitcoin Cash, if you want to reply or comment to let me know you got it, that'd be much appreciated. All right. I might just fix this camera up a little bit. That's better. Cool. So let's get on with it. So I hope everyone had a great day today. We're going to quickly cover the markets and a little bit of news and then get into some questions for you guys that are on live right now. So let's have a quick look at the market. So it's looking really green today. Pretty much green. Maybe Icon down a bit, Railblocks down a bit, Coin. Practically everything's up, which is great. You know, it's been a bit red lately. And there's reasons for that, but today we've seen some gains. So Bitcoin's up 3%, Ethereum 1%, Ripple's big move on 20. We'll get to that shortly, why that happened. Bitcoin Cash at 3%, Cardano 4%, NAM. So not really big moves there. Stellar 34%, IOTA 1%. Big move from EOS up to $14, 35%. Dash up 2%, Neo up 6.75, Tron about the same, Nero 2.3%. Bitcoin Gold at 4.36. So, you know, we've had it's nice to see green for a few days there. We've been seeing red, so it's a good change. So that's good. That's a good sign. Now, basically, you know, what's going on here? Why has the market gone up? Well, start with Ripple. Why did Ripple go up 18%, whereas a lot of the other ones haven't really moved? And one of the reasons for that is Ripple just signed or announced they got a partnership with MoneyGram. So if you're familiar with MoneyGram, they do transfers. So basically they've announced that, and that did wonders for the, the timing was great for that. I don't know if they wait for the market to rebound and then do these timing, or whether it was just a coincidence, but you know, there was another reason why the market went up, and they sort of piggybacked on that. So they released today that basically MoneyGram has confirmed they would put Ripple altcoin into their payment system. And that's a good sign for a Ripple. Says it doesn't affect banks, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be interesting exactly what and how that's going to work, whether actually, are they going to buy, is MoneyGram going to purchase XRP, and they're going to be, sending that, is every time someone wants to send, MoneyGram's transfer, is MoneyGram going to buy XRP and then send it and then convert it back? Like, what's going to happen there? Or do they have to buy it? Or is that not even happening at all? So we not really know. I don't know. I haven't sort of looked into this too much, but if you've got any comments on that, I'd like to hear about it. So that was just an interesting little article. Came out of Ripple, why they went up a fair bit today. And the rest of the market was, it was in the green. Stellar did well in EOS, but most of them were just edged up. Okay, so one of the main reasons for the market doing well was this article here, and there's quite a few. I saw it on Twitter, a few of the other news places, and there was nothing finalized about the South Korean government ministries diverge over crypto ban proposal. This was one of them. Basically, we had headlines yesterday and the day before was, South Korea banning mining and China banning mining and all this sort of stuff. Well, at the moment, we've got the South Korea saying that to clear up. I think they've got a link here. I don't know. I might just click that and see what it says. They've got a basically. Well, I can't read that. I wonder if I can translate it. I could read a little bit about this. They're reviewing to put tax. Yes, we knew about that. We're planning to build. We're planning to ban transactions through virtual currency exchange. Interesting. However, the position of the department is different. And blah blah blah. Closing of virtual currency exchange has been an agreement between the Ministry and the Ministry of Justice. Many executives are embarrassed. So obviously there's been, miscommunication, with what they're saying. Basically, nothing's been finalized. There was all this, FUD that was going on, and the people, that were cracking down on South Korea. Now, basically, every time that happens, people don't want to invest, they don't want to put more money in, they don't want to buy, and so it leads to the market not knowing or going down, which is what we've seen. Okay, and also there's been a few reports raided by police for tax evasion and stuff like that. So we've seen that sort of stuff. There was so basically they haven't said one way or another that they're going to do that. I think the Chinese, I think there was something about China as well. So there was no crypto in there. Now with the China thing, I haven't said too much. I've actually seen more and more reports coming out from VBTC, some other mining pools. I saw Twitter a few screenshots today of basically they're moving their operations to other countries. Okay, so and there's I don't think they're going to turn around and just close these mining operations. They're making money. They're just going to move them overseas into a friendly environment where they can get the electricity and where they can basically not get taxed or whatever they're trying to do with their business. Okay, because at the moment you've got China that may possibly ban it. We don't know. Maybe more they want to regulate it, and maybe they want to tax it and control it. Okay, and that's just as bad. So a lot of these miners are preparing to move. Some of I've already seen the reports that they've got mining pools in other countries and trying to bring them online. So I think we're going to see a shift of the mining that was done in China being moved out into other countries, which I did talk about last night. So I think that is one of the main reason for the market moving up today, is because a bit of they sort of cleared up that nothing finalized over South Korea. It's not as bad, but eventually they'll try and bring in regulation, I'd imagine. All right, so that was the main thing in the news that I saw today. I'll just close that one down. And let's see if we've got any questions here. Let's have a look. Chanel says, sold my Tron today and I got into Engine, ENG. Hope I recover my lost Engine getting listed on new exchange. What do you think? Yeah, Engine did do well. Not sure about it now at this stage, but you know, if you got in it a while ago, you definitely would have seen some gains. Yeah, the FUD is over. Bitcoin Cash has much to do in this week. I think it will boom too. Good point. You know, Bitcoin Cash. There was an article here with yeah, it was the main one. It was talking about Bitcoin and basically the number of like accepting, like less people accepting it for the actual transactions, and this is still because it's slow and the fees are high. And I know I talk about this a lot, but you know, people are going to stop using that if they can't do it. So at the moment, you know, Bitcoin's you know, is a costly. I think that was it. Bitcoin's dying thing. Where is that? Keep missing it. Maybe it's under hot stories. No, can't see it there. That's okay. I'm sure it'll come up again. So yeah, that was something that I saw today again. So there's a lot more people leaving the payment system when it comes to Bitcoin. And so you'll see when you go to transact with it, you may not be able to transact with Bitcoin. You might have to switch to Dash, Litecoin, or some other coin, maybe even Bitcoin Cash, because they don't want to pay the fees. All right, so let's have a look at any more questions we have. Hello, Mr. Bazinga 431. Yes, with your while we're doing the live stream, you don't need to put in your Bitcoin Cash address. Only when we finish. And then once we finish the live stream, you'll be able to put it in there. Okay. Also, Russia to legalize cryptos. Is this news true? Yeah, I think I don't know if they've adopted that. I haven't seen too much about the Russia side of it yet. There was some reports of Russia. They were saying that government workers are exempt from declaring crypto gains. I think, you know, it's probably a lot to go. I haven't seen the reports though on that, so I'll have a look into it. But I don't have an answer for you at the moment on that one. Okay, so I want to show you a couple of interesting other things. So this one here, this is a platform called Coinigy that I use, and I was doing a fair bit of trading, and I use this like platform for trading. So you can trade in the actual the exchanges themselves, and also you can use like Coinigy to basically have all these multiple exchanges and trade them using APIs. So that means you're in one desktop, you're at one trading platform, and then you can place all your orders and it goes out and does that in exchanges. Well, that's what Coingy does. So it's a pretty good platform, and been using it for a long time now, but it's got great charts. So I just want to show you a few things with Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on a day-to-day basis on a candle chart. And as you can see, this was back in like December, November here. And this is when we started to, it really broke, you know, started to go up quite a lot. I mean, we went from, you know, 3,600 and then we went up to 7.5. And then sort of when it got to 8, it just really started to launch, hit 10 and just maxed out. And as you can see, in a really short period of time, it hit 20, you know, 20K, bounced off, and then went back up to 18, and then, you know, 20 again, and then from all the way down, we nearly hit back down to 10 again. And right now we're in a bit of a sideways movement, and it's trying to regain here. Now the good sign is if we continue to see these higher lows here and higher highs, it may continue sideways for a little while until we can get out of this position. But you know, it's quite possible that we get into you know, February, maybe even March before we break above that 20K. It just depends on what the market, how much maybe news, or you know, if the news is not good for certain things, people get concerned and then they don't you know, invest. So that could be a reason why it won't go up. But you know, I would dare to say that if things continue, maybe February, March, we might see another chance of breaking out above 20. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens, or we could move into a sideways move of some time. But you know, this is all good, unless you got in up here at 20K and then have lost nearly 50%. you know, that's that's one issue. But if you like most of us that have been in for a while, you know, we're getting Bitcoin down here at 1,000, 2,000. So, and a lot of us have been in there in long time in Bitcoin. So there's definitely some good gains there. If you got in, you know, what's the point of selling out if you're still holding? I would continue to hold and keep adding to your position at these lower price levels. And when it breaks 20 and goes higher, you know, then we're off. You're not going to be losing. Okay, so that's something to think about. But this is a great platform. As I don't know if you've used it before, but essentially this is all your these are all the trades that actually come through. Now at the moment we're on the GDAX. We're looking at the Bitcoin USD market, and essentially these are all the pricing levels. So this is like your market depth, and each one of these represents at a level, like a pricing level, and how much is at that level. So right now at this level, these 13.6 13.7 Bitcoin, so these are buy order right now, which is quite large. If we actually switch to here we go, see this, the market depth, see how there's a massive buy order about 13 Bitcoin. So what that means right now is we're going to get a shift to the price. The price is like now 14,000. This price will most likely move upwards, maybe possibly up to, you know, 14,038 in the future. So as you can see, it's going up, and then you got these other trades coming in. So this is you know, basically, I don't know if this is the basics of trading. People put buy orders and then other people put sell orders in, and you place them using the platform, or you can use this platform to do it. They've got the trading section in here. So you can actually click on trade, and you can type in basically how much you want to buy and how much you want to sell, and it depends on the market that you're in. So yeah, this is just a really cool platform. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link below in the video. It's certainly worthwhile checking it out, and it does have a monthly fee. I think it's about $25 US a month. I think it's $20 US. I'm not sure if they've changed the price, but I got in quite early, and I've been using it for a long time. So it's a good platform for trading. It's some of the better charts. There is some other charting packages out there. I mean, you can see the difference. Like when you're on here, you might look at Bitcoin, and you just get a pretty standard chart. You know, it doesn't really do much. It just gives you a little overview. You might be able to say, look at the last 3 months, and you can see that chart there. But it's nothing like having a you know, dedicated charting platform like this. You know, because you can go the moment you got 1 day, you can switch to 1 hour, and you can see how it's been trending down for the last hour. So that hasn't broken that, and even go right down to, you know, 1 minute trading levels as well. And you can do that on practically all the markets. So, you know, for example, this has been FIDX, and I've got you know, these ones as favorites, and also you've got Bittrex, a lot more there, and then you got GDAX, which has got the BTCD, and then we've got Poloniex. These are just some of the favorites. When you take that one off, you actually have a whole bunch of markets, like so many markets there that you can get. These are all the different exchanges that have APIs that you can link to, and these are all the pairs that you can match up. So it's, you know, it's a pretty comprehensive package. And as far as all your tools you've got trend line tools, horizontal, raise, vertical. One thing I like to use a lot is fib retracement. So for example, how the fib retracements, Fibonacci retracement, you would look at like the last point. Let's say this part here was where it went down and then it exploded upwards. So you would put your Fibonacci retracement on there, and then what you do is you click up here and go to the highest point. Okay, so what that does is, now that is the top, and then if you go down here, this area is what you call like a buy area. So we're at like 618, and this is 786. So anywhere in this zone is a buy area, because it's basically went up this far and then retraced to these levels. Now it did actually go into this area here, and that would have been a perfect buy area for Bitcoin, but you would have had to have existing orders and be lucky enough to get them filled. If you didn't get a chance there was also a chance on here when it hit about 0.5, and as you can see, it's just nearly touched that line and bouncing back off it. So fib retracement levels, they're they're really good if you learn about charting, and they're very useful in trading, because when you get moves, especially when you get large moves like this, and also the other direction as well, when you get a large fall, or the market dips a lot, that's when you can also buy. All right, so this is a method for when the market's going up and then it retraces. You then get into that buy zone. If it doesn't retrace far enough, you may not get back in and buy, and that's if you're trading, doing trades. So it's not applicable for certain things, like in this, like I don't actually use this when I'm doing ICOs. I just use this when I'm trading, and I use it a lot. And all you do is, if you once you have these levels set up, what you can do then is you can actually set alerts. So you might want to put a price alert in this area here. So you would click on set alert, and then you just I think we can adjust it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can just put in the amount there. I'll just see if I can click on that and move it. No, I can't. I think I delete that one. I think you just type in the price. So let's say we wanted to get in when the market was 12.78. We just put in here 12.78 0. Oh yeah, and you can see how it's moving there on the screen. And then let's say we want to get into that value. We will set alert, and now that alert's set. Okay, so when that price hits that point, you'll actually get an alert. You also will get an email. You can do all sorts of things. You can do all-time highs, and this is a great way to set alerts on if you're doing trading, or even if you want to get in or buy when there's a dip, for example. Then these are the sort of things you can use. So I've had a look at a lot of alert systems, and a lot of trading platforms don't have very good ones. But these guys at Coinigy have got a great platform and great alerts that you can set up. And so that way, if you're waiting to buy when something comes down, you get in, you can get that message, and then you can buy on whatever exchange. And you can buy through Coinigy through the API, or you can directly buy through your app. So for example, you might have the app on your phone and you're waiting for a price to come down. It could be Bitcoin, could be Litecoin, could be anything, favorite coin. You're waiting for it to dip. You can use something like this to do that. So that's pretty exciting. And I just thought I'd share a little bit. I'll try and share some different tips and tricks on that. And if you've got any questions about Coinigy, just let me know. I'll just see if I've got any more people on. Mr. Bazinga says, hey Ecom, what do you think about Sphere ICO? Good question. Let's check out Sphere. I've heard a little bit about it, but for people who don't know, let's just have a quick look. I think that's the one that you're talking about, SPHR. We'll have a quick look. $6.95, moved up 20%. So this is an interesting chart. So here's the thing. This here was 1 cent back in January. That's interesting. 1 cent USD. Now it's worth $7.10. So we're talking a matter of 2 weeks. That is quite amazing, actually. Let's move out to 1 month away. So it's been about $5. Let's move that out a little bit longer. $5, $7, $2. $1.20. $0.03, 12 cents, 13 cents, 25 cents. So between March and April. So last year, so back last year, it was literally a year ago, 3 cents. Then it moved up to the 30-cent stage, and then went to $1, 84 cents. And now we're at this stage here where I think it's at $7. Yeah, about $6.95. So the point is that you can get in and trade this. It may still continue to go up, but you want to look at sometimes there might be other opportunities. Do you get into this one because you've seen it go up just recently, like 20-30%, or do you find other coins that are 1 cent with a potential to get to $10? I mean, really, if you had invested last year, a hell of a lot of money into that, where would you be right now? So those are the sort of returns. But getting on board now, sure, it might 10x, maybe it might do more, but you need to find and get into coins before they start moving. So that's what I do. I'll try and get into coins before they've taken off and gone crazy. And you can get on a bit of a trend and ride them depending what you're doing. But if you can get in early enough and wait, you've just got to be patient. And some people aren't patient. I think some people wait for the trend to start moving and things start happening before they get into them. But the real people that make the real money is when you get in when nothing's happening and you wait and you're patient, and then things start to happen, and then things take off, and next thing you're at 100x or even 1000x. So yeah, pretty interesting coin. I'll check it out a little bit more. They've got a little website we'll have a look at. I don't know too much about that one. All right, let's have a quick look at their website. Sphere. Not much talking about it. Talking about a swap. Interesting. The swap will be hosted on Bittrex. Sphere will be swapped for an ERC20 token with burn functions on the Ubiq network. Okay, maybe that's got something to do with it. So they're going to take this, put it on an ERC20 on the Ubiq. Interesting. So yeah, I might have a investigate this a little bit more, see what I can find out about it. That is interesting. But there is so many coins, it's hard to keep track of them all. Honestly, if you were to go through CoinMarketCap and whether you start at the top or start at the bottom, but actually check out some of these coins and just see what sort of projects they are, see where they fit into it. Are they going to continue? Do your own little research on them. And some of these coins can over time do extremely well, and you may not even have to get into it at ICO stage. I prefer the ICOs. I really like getting into the rock bottom price, but if you miss the ICO, you can always get into them afterwards if they haven't gone up too much in the meantime. But obviously if something goes up 100x, sure, it can still continue to go up, but you've really missed some big gains there. So you just got to remember that not every coin is like Bitcoin or Ethereum that goes up 1000x or something like that. Some of those coins just don't do that, and they may never do that. So that's good. We'll check that out a bit further. Mr. Bazinga said, we made an account on Sphere and I have 150 tokens there. So now they're worth over $600. Congratulations. That's awesome. I mean, that's what it takes. You just got to, try these things out, put your money in there and just see what happens. But it's all about being patient with the crypto market, because it has been going for some time, and it's just a matter of being patient and just doing your research and whatever your coins, or if you're trading, making sure that you're looking at your trades and not being stupid. And you got to not be emotional about when you're trading. And even with ICOs, you've got to be willing to lose money or put money in and not fear having that money there, because once you put that trade out there, anything can happen. You could lose it all, and you want to be able to go to sleep at night with those trades or with those choices that you've done. So yeah, I think right now the market's looking good. I think when we look at the overall, we're going to continue to see the market make some gains. I think the miners are going, like the whole China thing and the South Korean, sure, they play a big place in terms of the mining and stuff like that, but but I see them moving the mining operations elsewhere, and I think that is a good thing because it's going to decentralize a lot of the mining and get it away from some of these countries like China. So, you know, it might be that you know, Canada or Sweden or something like that becomes a place for miners to go to. It might concentrate or it might go to different places. We don't know. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Alrighty, I think I've covered most things. I just wanted to talk about briefly tonight. So there wasn't too much. Basically, there was, just to recap, there was Ripple announced some stuff, partnership, Russia. They haven't really got a final thing on crypto yet. They're still working through it. Yeah, Bitcoin is dying as a payment option. That's very true with all the fees. Ripple, that did well today. What else was there? I think that covered it. And there was a bit on Twitter that I saw. I might have a quick look on Twitter before we wrap it up. Oh, that's right. That just jogged my memory. I saw some stuff with VBTC. There, because of what's happening in China, the maintenance fees on the contracts when you're cloud mining, they've gone up like huge amounts. I think I heard or saw 6% right up to 50%. So basically, what they're saying is that, you know, if you were mining or are mining cloud mining, you know, using VBTC or any of these cloud mining companies based in China, essentially the costs are going to go up. Okay, and you know, you've already paid for your contracts, so it is difficult unless you have your own mining equipment or you're with another one that's not in China and not subject to what's happening over there at the moment. A WikiLeaks founder, he was granted Ecuadorian citizenship, so that's interesting. So he'll continue to Ecuador. Or will he leave the embassy? It'd be interesting. See what happens there. And what else did we see? Yeah, there's a couple of interesting ones I saw today. Okay, yeah, a little bit something about the Lightning network there. Just doing a what are they doing? Yeah, do you think Bitcoin Lightning Network will implement it on a large scale this year? Alright, I'm going to vote so I can see the answer. I'm going to say, no, it's not going to help, and I'm going to vote. So there you go. So at the moment, we've got 64% say yes, and it will help scale, and 20% go no, and 16 no. So at the moment, the majority are saying that the Lightning Network, that's assuming that is implemented, is going to help Bitcoin scale. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Nothing else too much. No, I think that was it. I did see some other stuff before, but that's all good. I think it's pretty quiet. It's Friday night. I think we're coming into the weekend. I actually think we'll see the market up for the weekend. Usually the markets over the weekends do well. I think over the next couple of days we're going to see the market do well. I don't think there's going to be too much news coming out that's bad or anything like that. And I think we'll have a good weekend. We'll see what happens come Monday, Tuesday. But I will be back again tomorrow night, and we're definitely giving away some more Bitcoin Cash. So, yeah, hello, Rubium3. Hello, thanks for joining us. We're just about to finish up. But if you've got any last questions, put them in now because I will answer them before we go. So I just want to thank you, Crypto Queen, Chanel, and Mr. Bazinga 431 and Rubium3. Thanks for joining, and I really appreciate that. So if you've got any questions, jot them down now. And just to cover how the thing, you guys know that probably already on, but for people that don't know, we've got the way you get into the Bitcoin Cash giveaway is all you need to do is subscribe. You hit the little bell icon if you want this you to get notified live of when I do videos, and then you subscribe. Do that. Now, if you want to share it with someone, you can do that. That's purely optional. But I just want to get you to get on board, and I want you to put a comment in or a question, okay? And I do get a lot of comments. I might just read, I'll just pick one random comment out of some of these ones here. There was so many of them, which was great. I appreciate it. And I think I did answer the comments before, the one that won. I'll just double check to make sure I did answer you. Let's go down some of these ones. Oh yeah, I didn't answer Justin's question, which was, is the crypto market in a bubble? No, I don't believe it's in the bubble. Just purely my opinion, but no, I don't. And the reason I don't think it's in a bubble is because basically the market cap is $711 billion, okay? I don't have a graph of this. There's another graph I've seen elsewhere. Now, if you look at this, you go, oh wow, that's it's incredible. Hardly any market cap. But what this is the rest of the world discovering about crypto. So basically 17, 18 in this year is when people have, it's really hit the mainstream media. In the past, there's been, it has hit the media, but this is the real first time that we've seen a massive adoption of the crypto market. And I believe this is to be beginning. I don't think this is a bubble at all, because when you look at the other markets, how huge they are in different sectors in the business and stuff like that, crypto is so small compared to those markets. And really all it is money flowing into this market. And they're essentially moving into the crypto space, and they're moving out of fiat, okay? And you got to remember that fiat exists because governments and banks put fiat. That's what fiat is there for. They put it out there and say, this is whatever country you're in, you go, here's your fiat, this is your money that you're going to be using. As you grow up and you're born with it, and this is what you use on a daily basis. What they don't tell you is, and if you understand how money is made, it's printed, it's created out of nothing. It's based upon debt. And with governments, they need to tax people. They need to tax the people in their country so that they can, provide services or whatever they have to do. But they need to tax you, and they need to tax you into the future to actually get that money back. But when you look into it further and you see how much debt these systems are based upon, the national debt, or the debt that countries have and governments have, is huge. They'll never be able to pay off that debt. And when they do try to do things with the debt, it was like when they had the housing and loan crisis that happened in the US. And what happens is they end up bailing out the banks. And when that happens, that means that the everyday people, right, are paying money to the banks that the banks didn't have in the first place. They were essentially making up the money, lending it out. The whole system would fall over. But if it wasn't for banks' bailouts, that keeps the system going. So that's the thing. And when people transfer their money into crypto, they're not actually participating in that anymore. They may be still affected by it, but the more funds they get into crypto, it can't be manipulated as easily as for governments. Sure, there is market manipulation to some extent, but I think as the market gets bigger, I think, and more diversified, I think there'll be less points for market manipulation that you might have seen in the past. There'll be less of that. So I think it's a good thing, this space, and it's definitely not a bubble. I don't see it being a bubble. I just think it's going to continue on as more money flows into the market, and soon you'll start to see a lot of these ICOs and companies start to produce real world applications and basically deliver products that they said they were going to deliver. And once they get out onto the market, they're going to start generating profits and revenue. Because at the moment, there's actually not many places or businesses or blockchains or projects that are making money. There's a few of them, and they're doing well, but a majority of them haven't even got a product yet. So eventually, when they start to bring out their products and they start monetizing this, and that is when you're going to see a huge increase. So this is just the beginning. It's definitely the beginning. It's been going a long time now, but it's not going to stop anytime soon. So that's your question answered. I hope that helps. Definitely not a bubble. Okay, so I appreciate that, Justin, and congratulations. Let me know that you got your Bitcoin Cash. We'll just check any more last questions. Last one here, Ruben says, I haven't got into Bitcoin Cash yet. Sounds interesting though. Yes, it is. It's the thing about Bitcoin Cash. It was forked from Bitcoin just recently, and it's now in the market. I think we're at, if we have a quick look at where it is in the market with Bitcoin Cash, we're at number 4 at 43 billion. So it's managed to stay, like at the moment, in the top 5. And one of the main, fascinating things is these were identical forks. This has extremely high fees and congestion, and then they made some changes with Bitcoin Cash, which essentially is Bitcoin, and now we have low fees and we don't have congestion. So it's very interesting that in a very short period of time, because remember with Bitcoin, they were saying that it's not possible to have lower fees. It's not possible with the the times of to get all these transactions and the backlogs. Well, Bitcoin is in the market. It's cheaper to use and send. I think that last transaction cost me 3 cents or something like that. If I'd done that with Bitcoin, it would have cost a lot more than that. So that's the advantage of Bitcoin, and of course, like Litecoin and Dash. I mean, Dash, I did a transfer for Dash tonight, and literally the moment I pressed the button to transfer, I reckon less than a second later, that transfer happened, and that's exciting about Dash. It really is fast. And second to that, Litecoin's pretty fast too, and then maybe followed by Ethereum. And Bitcoin Cash is around, still takes that time for the same time as Bitcoin with a 10-minute confirmation. But definitely we don't have any congestion problems in the Bitcoin. Some of the other ones, they don't even have crap wallets. They're not really usable. They're not even really a transfer. They're just a project that basically, if it does pan out, they'll be able to deliver things in the real world that will be able to be monetized. So so just be aware of that. There's some things that actually have like a utility value, and then there's other things that like platforms that may have value in the future. So you got to look at that when you do your research. So I think that covers about tonight. So I hope you basically do a bit more research on some of your coins, and if you've got any more questions, drop them down below. Alrighty, I think that's about it. I think we're good to go. I really appreciate everyone joining me tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, see you then. Bye.